Coach, you're locked in.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans. Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from the Superdome. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They will be led out by the second overall pick back in 2016. Hard to believe he's already in his 4th season, Carson Wentz.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Wentz. And finding the tight end Hooper. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. And here are the Falcon offensive starters.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
Here's Wentz to throw. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Sack. Quarterback gets hit.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Throwing is Wentz. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
Now Wentz on third down. Throw left side complete. That's Wood. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And they convert on third with a gain of 22. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. He already has 2 sacks to his credit, now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible, because right now he is wrecking things for them.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction, because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's the conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. They'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Fourth down, and out comes the Falcon kicker, Giorgio Tavecchio. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here come the Saints now for their first drive. They're led out by their 6-foot quarterback. You may have heard of him. From Purdue, it's Drew Brees.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. Now Brees finding Kamara. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Let's get a quick look at the Saints offense.
The steal in the 2017 NFL Draft had to be running back Alvin Kamara out of Tennessee, who ended up being that year's NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Split time with Mark Ingram his first 2 years in the league. With Mark Ingram now in Baltimore, it's his show. And through his
Cook strip, the ball's out, and the Falcons grab it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. This pass into the hands of the running back, Todd Gurley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Demario Davis, who was the Saints' leading tackler in his first year in New Orleans, in on the stop. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Eric Saubert, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive, 4 plays, and the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
And here now the defensive starters for Atlanta.
Edge rusher Takars McKinley gets our attention right now. Had a very solid season in 2018 with 7 sacks, but really expects to make a jump. Eager to get to double digits in 2019 and beyond. New defensive coordinator, it's his head coach, Dan Quinn.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Breeze finds the open target, Arnold. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. Nothing the score after 1 on EA Sports. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Tackle made by the 2nd-round pick, Isaiah Oliver. On 2nd down, Kamara. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the ground, Kamara trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Kamara. And Kamara has it stripped. And the Falcons grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
We take a look ahead at what's to come later tonight. Sunday Night Football, it'll be the Vikings and the Cowboys from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And then tomorrow night, we've got the Seahawks and the Niners from Levi's Stadium. And we were in the Bay Area for the Raiders on Thursday night. Now right back out to watch the Niners on Monday night. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. On first down, Wentz. And he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And now it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. And this is going to be incomplete. Kayvon Webster on the defensive side, able to get a hand in. The Falcons on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again.
They'll run. This is Kamara. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
You ready? 59. Check 59. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
On 2nd and 7, Breeze. And this is hauled in by Matthews. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
That's good for a Saints.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Yellow lady. He's brought down
on the ground, this is Kamara. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Ready? 95-56, 95-56. You got him. You got him.
From the gun on third down, Breeze. And this is Cook with a grab. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
On fourth down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker, Will Lutz, for the field goal attempt. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Lutz is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And now the throw hauled in by Green. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Wentz now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Wentz going to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw is Wentz. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Wood. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Working from the gun, Wentz looking for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. The kick by Tavecchio is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you have digged this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Throwing to start the drive, but that went incomplete. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Running with Kamara. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. It's time for our player spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to it.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
And he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Gurley. And an alley to run. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
All day, baby, all day.
Go.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. DJ Moore, a touchdown reception. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head down to Chicago to check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Kerryon Johnson with 2 touchdown runs. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And that game level as they take on the visiting Arizona Cardinals. In our game, it's been Carson Wentz with a strong first half. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Grady Jarrett with the tackle. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Kamara. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Wood. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Shotgun now for Wentz. Throw left side complete. It's Wood. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. Second and a yard. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary. A nickel look. From the gun, it's Wentz. And that will be incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
Oh, fancy running by Murray. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
No gain on the dump off. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Breeze going deep here for Matthews. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for the Saints. And even 50 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9. They run it again with Kamara. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And Lutz's kick is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Looking around the league from Raymond James Stadium there in the 3rd quarter in Tampa. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Jameis Winston, 3 touchdown passes thus far. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw, it's Wentz. And that one's complete to Gurley. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down. And the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. On the counter, Gurley. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, he's taken down here by his face mask by the looks of it. And a penalty flag is going to give a much better starting position. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So after the face mask, they get to start all the way up past the 35 now. On the counter, here's Kamara, and he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. Again, it's Kamara, and this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 10.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. That's complete to Meredith. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one. To throw, it's Brees. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what we thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. He finds Matthews. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara, and he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. One man in the backfield, Murray on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Breeze. He's got it. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They run, it's Kamara, and he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. Kamara on 4th and goal, unable to get in. And the Falcons able to muster together a goal line stand. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
He's going to have the first down past the 20. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. Demario Davis there on the stop. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now a draw play for Gurley. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Wentz now to throw. And it's complete. Hooper. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Still 1st down.
The delay of game backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Now Wentz. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. I call it no gain there on the first down play. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Wentz. Open man, it's Stocker. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Gurley. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they went a little cautious there on 3rd and long.
Man, nothing wrong with that. Remember, they're playing with a lead right now. So getting a first down, yes, that would be great. But even more importantly, take care of the football. No turnovers, no big plays for the other team, and keep the clock moving.
Tavecchio puts this one through, and that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
45. That's right, man.
To throw is Breeze. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Trying to go back to Matthews there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger. And dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Atlanta, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, it's just their 2nd loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.